Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week. The strangest things are found in the strangest places. And when we talk about crazy places, we mean really crazy places, like the insides of actual animals. No, we aren't joking. Today on 100M, we'll be taking a look at the craziest things that have literally been found in the insides of animals. Number 10. The Legend of the Ostrich. In 1930, an ostrich at the London Zoo slumped and died. This was a pretty healthy ostrich, so its death was quite mysterious. It was so mysterious that an autopsy on the ostrich was ordered. As the autopsy was being carried out, the most incredible things surfaced. In fact, the autopsy was so incredible that the Zoological Society of London photographer Frederick William Bond saw fit to document them for posterity. Here are some of the items that the doctors found in the stomach of the ostrich. They found 3 odd cotton gloves, 3 handkerchiefs, the wooden center of a silk spool, a piece of a lead pencil, 4 halfpennies, 1 franc, 1 farthing, 1 coin, 2 worn for identification, part of a bicycle valve, part of a metal comb, 1 piece of wood, 2 yards of string, an alarm clock key, several small metal washers, and other pieces of metal. Oh, and a 4-inch long nail. Number 9. Whole find. Did you know that alligators can swallow huge animals like does whole? Well, Alabama taxidermist Ken Owens found this out in the weirdest way. He'd caught an alligator of record size at the state's annual gator hunt. The alligator was pretty huge and was about 15 feet long. It had weighed 1,011.5 pounds and was, simply put, gigantic. Owens cut the animal open and was beyond shocked to discover 2 ears. It appeared that those 2 ears were attached to a female deer, and the deer was intact in the alligator's stomach. Owens said that the deer had to be about 3 years old and must have weighed about 100 pounds. Much of the doe's fur and its flesh had been digested, but it still had cartilage and its hooves. Owens was extremely shocked that the alligator had swallowed the doe whole, and who wouldn't be? Number 8. The Book of Fishes. To check this story out, we'll have to travel about 400 years back in time to 1626. In that fateful year, a cod was cut open at the Cambridge market, and the cod contained an entire sextodecimal text wrapped in canvas, only partially digested. After serious examination, it was determined that the texts were, in fact, several evangelical tracts published a century earlier during the reign of Henry VIII. They were said to belong to the reformist martyr John Frith, a man who had met his end at the stake in 1533. Yes, the manuscripts of this man survived for over 100 years, only to land in the stomach of a fish and to be cut open in a market. The following year, the text was published under the title Vox Piscis, or the Book Fish. To make things even more peculiar, it was discovered that Frith had been imprisoned in a fish cellar beneath Oxford University. In the cellar, his senses were assaulted by the fumes from the fish, and it's said that these fumes claimed the lives of many young men during the period. Number 7. The frog puked the discovery. In 2016, researchers in Ecuador captured a diablito, or little devil frog, a bright orange poison dart frog. They had hoped the frog would help them learn how frogs created the alkaline that they used in chemical defenses. They were supposed to do this by learning what the frog had eaten, and instead, they learned something else. To make the frog vomit, they inserted a soft tube in its mouth and proceeded to fill it with water so that whatever it had recently eaten would flow out. After the vomit had flown out, the researchers got to investigating it, and they discovered an entirely undocumented species of ants called Lenomyrmex heldobleri. The ant was dead, of course, but scientists were able to learn enough from its body to know that it was an undocumented species. The team had basically gone in search of copper, and they'd found gold. Number 6. The security badge in a grouper. The year is 2017, and fisherman Arnold Constantino had just made the greatest catch of his life. As the fishmongers were cutting up the fish, they discovered something peculiar. It was a shiny gold security guard's badge inside the massive fish. Immediately, speculation started that the fish was a man-eater. Now, to be fair, this fish was remarkably huge. It was, without a doubt, one of the largest of such fish ever caught in the area. But man-eater? Really? How likely does that seem? Number 5. The trout with the human thumb. In 1992, a Wyoming fisherman discovered what would forever be etched in his memory. It was a severed human thumb in the stomach of a trout he had just caught. What's even more surprising is that local authorities were able to trace the owner of the thumb. Apparently, it belonged to one Robert Lindsay, who had been involved in a boating accident the year before. 2 of Robert's fingers and his thumb had been caught in a propeller, and while his fingers were found and reattached, the thumb remained missing and was never found. Number 4. Paper fish. For this story, we'll have to go back about 100 years to the year 1882. It was the last month of the year, and zoologist Edward Ramsay caught a massive 3-meter sunfish in the Sydney Harbor. According to a 1931 study, the gigantic fish had been spotted by shipping and later somehow ran aground in black mud between vessels and the shallows. The fish was raised up to a wharf by crane, and then the study reported that idiots began to hack it and mutilate it. Thankfully, a foreman soon stepped in and had the fish sent to an Australian museum. The fish was then gutted, stuffed, and sent to London to be exhibited in the 1883 Great International Fisheries Exhibition, after which it was donated to the London Museum. In 2016, curators performed a restoration on the insides of the fish, and they'd found the most incredible things. Some of these things included floor beams, the seat of a wicker chair, and a fragment from the January 26, 1883 edition of the Sydney Morning Herald. Number 3. The richest turtle in the land. This turtle is so rich that it could actually buy stuff, and it would be way richer than you. Don't take our word for it. Here's the story of how this Thailand turtle became so rich that the weight of its collective wealth actually broke its shell. This turtle lived in a pond and made sure to mind its own business and do its own thing. However, the pond that it lived in was frequently visited by tourists, and they absolutely loved throwing coins in the pond for good luck. And the turtle in the pond absolutely loved swallowing their good luck coins. Since coins are shiny, and turtles are attracted to shiny stuff, the turtle munched and munched on the golden coins that visitors threw into the water. In fact, it got so bad that the turtle's shell broke under the weight of the coins. Thankfully, the turtle's condition was noticed quickly and surgery was carried out on it.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Today's best picture was sent to us by a subscriber on the channel. Remember, if you come across a picture online and want to know more details about it, you can send it to us. Who knows, your picture may even get featured in a future video. Fingers crossed! Number 2. The armor in the tiger shark. In the 1990s, a lot of scientists examined tiger sharks, and a lot of scientists found a lot of shocking things. In fact, the crazy things found in the stomachs of these sharks were so ridiculous and downright unbelievable that a museum had to make a special exhibition for sharks. The exhibition was called Sharks, Facts and Fantasy Exhibition, and was organized by the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County. And one of the craziest items on display was an actual suit of armor. And this wasn't just bits and pieces either. It was the whole suit of armor, complete with a helm. How did this suit get in the water in the first place? How was the tiger shark able to swallow it? These are questions that will remain a mystery.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works.
Number 1. The bomb squid. While trying to cut up a 3-foot-long squid in order to prepare it for a sale, a Chinese fisherman had the shock of his life. He hit a live bomb with his knife. Thankfully, the bomb didn't go off, and the man was able to quickly call emergency services. Apparently, the squid had mistakenly swallowed the bomb after mistaking it for a prawn. And let's be honest, that's a pretty innocent mistake that any one of us could make, really. After the arrival of emergency services, a bomb squad removed the bomb from the bomb squid and detonated it in a controlled manner. They later confirmed that the bomb was live and could have gone off at any time. Lucky, China fishermen. That's all for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We have several great videos like this for you. Goodbye, and stay safe.